Welcome back. Now, in Lüderitz, the dynamic youth are actively creating opportunities not just for personal advancements, but also for the betterment of their community, catalyzing positive change in the town. Now, let's shift our focus to our on-the-ground reporter, John Ikondja, who's in Lüderitz, to explore this inspiring story in greater detail. John, good evening, and it's over to you.
A very good evening, Dapewa, and all our beloved viewers. We are coming to you live from Luderitz, and like you rightfully mentioned, there is a situation here in Luderitz regarding the youth, and of course, in terms of opportunities that are being created here for them. You will remember in April this year, Dapewa, that the president had a visit here in the town of Luderitz, and he engaged the youth of Luderitz regarding the opportunities, and of course, also addressing some of the challenges that they experience here in the town. And some of the things that actually were mentioned by the youth during the time that the president had his visit here was that some of the challenges they face is that the youth here are called lazy. These are some of the sentiments shared by the youth here in Lüderitz, and of course also questioning the hyphen and of course green hydrogen projects. That is of course a much anticipated topic here in Lüderitz, being that this is the town that is actually going to be the hub for that project. So the youth were also raising those questions of what exactly is going to be done in terms of this regard. How is this going to benefit them as the youth of the country when it comes to Lüderitz? And of course, are there many opportunities going to be created for them? And of course, some suggestions also were made to rather have this project also introduced into the curriculum of the education systems of the country, just to make sure that the youth are of course aware, and they are also included and also inspired from the grassroots level in terms of education, for them to be also have an idea of how they can actually come forth and of course address these matters, and of course also work towards the idea of the green hydrogen project in terms of making it such a successful chapter for Namibia in the coming years, knowing that this is a billion-dollar industry, and they also just want to be part of this to, of course, better their lives. Now, of course, apart from the challenges that were raised by the youth, there are some of the youth here in Lüderitz who are actually coming up with ideas to not only feel like they are left behind, but to also inspire other youth. And so there are many projects that are done by the youth. But I have a gentleman here with me who is also a gentleman who started a company of engineering called GS9 Engineering Solutions. This is one of the initiatives he started to also, just to come up with solutions and also involve other youth so that they can come up with engineering solutions and also sustain themselves. And this gentleman is also part of the gentlemen that were also taking part in the national world skills that took place this year. I have here Mr. President Natangwe Nankela. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us, Mr. Natangwe.
Thank you, John. Good evening. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Let me go a little bit back and talk to us about your involvement or your participation in the National World Skills. What was your experience like during the time earlier this year?
The experience was wonderful. It was really an amazing experience. It was a competition held by the Namibian Training Authority just to promote TVET skills, for uplifting the youth to be more proud of the skills that they are developing. So I would just like to say thank you to NTA for that. And I was appointed as a workshop manager where I had the opportunity to give a demonstration of mechanical engineering CAD, which is one of the upcoming skills which every youth sort of needs right now as we are growing into the fourth industrial revolution. Yeah.
Very well. Now, before we get to getting to understand GS9 Solutions, as a resident from Lüderitz, what have been your observation in terms of opportunities here for the youth, and of course, just looking forward to what exactly the youth is faced with in terms of challenges when it comes to opportunities or involvement in decision making?
I've only been here for a year now, and currently I'm still looking at the dynamics of the youth in this town. What I've observed is that there's a lack of also education and training centers, as there are jobs and there are jobs coming into the town itself. And what happens is that most the people that get employed, the youth that get employed, are taken from other towns and not from local areas because they lack training centers and they had proper education for them to be employed as well into these opportunities. And also, I would say there's also a lack of recreational centers for youth to be more engaging and also participate in more healthy activities, because currently a lot of them just engage into activities where alcohol is involved. It's a cold region, and you gotta do something with your life. Yeah.
And speaking of doing something, you of course came up with the GS9 System Solutions. Tell us what inspired you to start that initiative, and what exactly is the aim, and how does it help other youth also be involved and also create something for themselves and others that are going to be involved.
Okay, G69 Systems Engineering was something that we've started in university with my colleagues. What we've discovered is that the current educational system sometimes doesn't give you the opportunity to really dig into what you love to learn, what you like to discover, especially with regards to more engineering and technology and upcoming tools. So me and my colleagues, we were like, okay, let's build a sort of a company where we allow people to explore on different sort of technologies. And we also want to invite the youth, to come and have and bring their creative mind so that they can also come up with solutions for the country, solutions that are tackling Namibia's problems. Okay, and we'll also in future, hopefully, we'll also like to continue on working with NTA so that we can expand the training centers, as I believe that vocational training is the fundamental and core building block of employment and building a country up in its economy.
Betterment, thank you so much for making the time, and we wish you a good evening.
All right, thank you, John. Good evening.
All right, Ndapewa, that was Betterment, just one of the youths here from Lüderitz who have just been explaining to us about what exactly he's trying to do in terms of assisting other youth in creating opportunities for not only for himself but also for other youth, and of course also expand it later. But that's exactly what the issue is here when it comes to youth here. The youth seem to not be happy about what exactly is on the ground right now, but as the president have been of course alerted by the youth who are originally from Lüderitz to hear from them in terms of what they are expecting from the green hydrogen project, which is going to be the much anticipated initiatives to be brought here in the Karas region and the town of Lüderitz. But I think in a nutshell, of course, we'll be bringing you more updates in terms of what the exactly youth are going to be doing for themselves, and just to hear more from the community of Lüderitz about what their plans are in terms of when this initiative kicks off, what exactly they're going to be expecting in terms of change and development from Lüderitz. Back to you in studio.